Wilson just last week for some mock interviews. And I had two different students who had said, oh, like I didn't learn English until a little bit later. I'm not really great at it. And they definitely downplayed, like, oh, I'm not great at English. Instead of playing up all that they had done to learn the language and all that they have done to help other people who speak their native languages. So the next part here is that the ambassadors are going to share just what strengths did they see in themselves or in their employees? Like, what are things that can help? Like, is there any example that you've seen with people that you're working with, either other ambassadors or employees, where them having another language came into save the day? Do you want to start?
Thank you so much. With some of the strength that I can say exists, whoever has a language, being at a workplace. So one of the things that I've ever seen is the sense of belonging, that idea of stepping out of fear and step up. So this allows you to integrate with the rest of the people, having collaboration, get to know their cultural differences, get to understand the different opinions. So a good example, just the fact that I speak Swahili and my co-worker doesn't speak, it allows me to know, hey, when things happen like this, what's the best thing to do? So that gives me an opportunity to see something potential from my colleague instead of me having that assumption or saying that with my weakness, that sounds a barrier to me. The other thing that I see is an act of doing. So just as you guys have been doing acting silently, sometimes I get to learn a different language. Not that it's easier for me, but showing that I have capabilities of something, doing something beyond. So this is what I do call beyond boundaries. So you guys have the potential that is hidden, but it's not being revealed. So it's once you are living the capability of doing something that allows you to see that strength. So my ability to interact with my colleagues, getting to learn different opinions from them. So this is something that I don't consider as a strength, rather than seeing as a barrier, even if I may fail, but at the end I know there's an outcome that I'm going to see from that idea of stepping up. Thank you.
So for me, having a second language, I had always seen it as an advantage to help to kind of bring people together in a way like if someone doesn't understand and think Spanish and you can interpret it, and that way we can have people coming together. Another thing that we do when we know a second language, we are able to even, let's say my second language is Spanish, but my language is Spanish, but let's say someone else, I could probably understand a little bit of French and Italian. Someone else that speaks a different language, I can probably be able to communicate a little better just because I know the second language. Even if it's a different language than mine, I'd be able to maybe understand them a little better and be able to communicate with them just because I have that knowledge of the second language.
Okay. So, speaking a different language is not a weakness. It's a strength. Culturally, we come from different cultures, different countries. But the thing is, when we come here, we feel like, asking somebody, like in our culture is not okay. But just because we can speak the language doesn't mean that we have to stop there. No, just go ahead and ask. It always helps. This is how I was feeling back then when I came here. Like I was thinking that talking to somebody is not okay because one, I was struggling with my English. Second, culturally over there, you just don't ask or say things to people that you don't know them. Same thing here, but like when you're in stores, you're at school, you're somewhere, you go ahead and ask someone. Even if you don't if you can speak that language fluently, just go ahead and ask it. That helps. Over time, you get that skill, and it becomes like interpreters, for example. It wasn't a profession before, but now it is. If you can speak languages, that helps you. That helps your community, that helps your family, and people around you. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. How do you feel on being able to communicate without any words? Decent? We did okay, most of us? The next thing we're going to try is, what if someone is speaking a language that you don't know? Right? We're going to see how you do. So, we're going to get up again. Please.